So the Coastal Classic was my first ever trail race. It was my longest trail run that I'd ever done at 30 kilometers. And I just so happened to stumble upon it because I was actually on the 6 Foot Track website, which is another trail race, a longer one at 45 kilometers. I wanted to sign up for the 6 Foot Track, which is in March, but I needed to do another race in a particular time to qualify for the 6 Foot Track. All the marathons and everything in the last 18 months have been cancelled because of COVID, and there was one left in New South Wales that I could do, and that was the Coastal Classic.
We're getting underway. I reckon if I had to take a guess, which is exactly what I'd be doing, because I don't actually know, but I think it's going to be about 10 minutes or so.
All right, here we go. We're away in 5 or so seconds, 2.25 seconds. In 4, 3, 2, 1.
When I discovered the race, I only had about 10 days to prepare, and I had done some long races before. I knew that 30 kilometers would normally take me about 3 hours if it's flat, but I needed to get a time of 4 hours, 20 minutes to qualify for the 6 Foot Track.
5 seconds, 2 by 2.
So I started the race pretty close to the front of the pack and started out pretty slow, and the first 50 meters or so was pretty good. It was a very steady downhill. We turned this corner and I just looked up and it was just this massive hill. After those first 5 kilometers or so, the rest of it was pretty downhill, and we sort of had mixed views of like still this forest, but then also at times getting the really nice view of the water, which was really, really cool. Oh, is it downhill? Not the whole way, some of it.
all on my own. Just about to get to the first aid station along the beach.
I was still feeling really fresh coming into the first aid station at about 9.5 Ks. Still had plenty of water, so I just ran straight through.
Go, Dean.
Then after the first aid station, it was straight on to the beach, which was fairly long. It went on for a little while. And then straight after that was this massive uphill climb. So that section kind of really sucked. That was pretty tough. But then after that massive hill, it was quite a bit easier for the next 10 kilometers or so. It wasn't too hilly and the path was much nicer there as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, Santa lied. It was not all downhill from there. Got to the aid station at Guatemala, and again I just went straight through, still feeling pretty good, and having plenty of water at that point still as well.
Guess what I saw, Dean? Mr. Binns is here. He's just there.
After about the 20-kilometer mark is where it started to get pretty hard. I had already been going for over 2.5 hours. There were more beaches, more big hills. At one point, I had to sit down for a minute to empty the sand out of my shoe. That was fun.
Right, mate. Yeah.
And eventually I got to the third aid station at 22 kilometers, where I finally stopped for a few seconds to get my water bottles filled up. I didn't get much footage of the rest of the race because I was really just too exhausted and I just had to focus on not falling over. Eventually I got to the last beach of the race, and then there was a small climb up to the street, and then a bit more of an uphill, and then the last few hundred meters was all downhill.
There he is. Guiding! Guiding! Woo!
Well, it's now the 1st of January 2022, and although I got a qualifying time for the 6-foot track, what I didn't realize is that they also actually do a lottery system to get into the race. So unfortunately, I actually missed out on the race for 2022. So that's a bit sad, but I have signed up for some other races, which I'm really, really excited for, and I'm really keen to make some videos for as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, feel free to subscribe, and maybe I'll make some other running videos. Who knows? Thanks for watching.